is taken. Okay, go. A premium account X is required to create. Wait. A premium account X is required. Please agree to. Then let me just remove X. Okay. Well, it's not gonna go anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I don't fuck with them niggas anyway.
Like I said, Facebook and YouTube primarily, but fuck it. Fuck X because Elon Musk.
Right, I just got rid of him.
Yeah, I think I wrote on your profile or something like that. All right, go live. Oh, I got to remove it because it gave me the same message. Okay, let me remove. Fuck Elon Musk. Save changes. Well, it says now live on your channel. Oh, because you're live. Oh, okay. What's up, everyone?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Thanks for those coming and tuning in. This is Big Said from the Industry Cosign, and I'm speaking to. Well, the name of the segment is usually "My Friends Are Better Than Yours," but I decided to make an exception today and just speak to this guy here because he's not a friend. But welcome, Mr. Hakim Green. Famously known from Channel Live, and I'm hearing feedback, so I don't know if that's.
No, that was me. My bad. I had my YouTube on, and the volume was up, so I had to turn you down on YouTube.
Turn it down or mute it or whatever. But anyway, what's good, people? Big Said once again, Industry Cosign, speaking to Hakim Green, and although we're probably just going to talk about a number of things, I want to bring to attention an event he just recently did, which is definitely powerful, peaceful, and he's been doing it for years, 24 hours of peace. Actually, well, you know what? Let him introduce himself if he would just turn down his volume because I can still hear feedback, because
I turned it down.
I don't know why it's feedback, but anyway.
Maybe yours is on.
No, I don't have, you know me, I'm poor, so I only have one option. Yeah, why is it? Well, let me figure out why that's doing that. Yeah, I don't know why.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, it's only feedback on my end.
Yeah, that's your bullshit. That's you, son.
Well, you'll be doing most of the talking, so it's not gonna matter.
I hear you perfect.
Yeah, on my end, maybe it's just on my end that it's echoing because I have
you got furniture in your house, so you got enough room to. I know what it is up in there, son. Cardboard boxes and shit.
Anyway, Hakim Green, introduce yourself so the people to know who you are.
It's your boy. Big Said we go back into time.
Yep, we do.
So it's a pleasure being on your show. Okay.
We're not gonna start right away. Let's wait until we at least do 10 minutes. Then you can start your bullshit.
All right, it's like a plan. Yeah. So 24 hours of peace, man. Newark, New Jersey, stand up. The bricks, Jersey. It got started in 2010. My brother, the Honorable Mayor Ras Baraka, when he was South Ward councilman and principal at Central High School in Newark, New Jersey. I went back, got with him, his brother, Mayor Baraka Jr., Chief of Staff, my bro, one step beyond. Real MCs know what it is. Went to them and said, listen, to fight back this violence and crime in the street, maybe we need to do a little hip hop setup. Now, they have been, of course, activists in the community since like birth. Their father, Mayor Baraka Sr., the great, who in the late 60s, 70s had this concept, Black arts, using culture and art as a tool, as a weapon. So coming from there, understand the power of hip hop culture, we was like, you know what? We need to set up a stage on the block and bring the poets, bring the rappers, the arts, the dancers, the whole shebang. Let's build a stage, but we're going to promote the real, true ethos of hip hop culture, which is peace, love, unity, safely having fun. I'm like, we set up maybe 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours. Mitty, the chief, goes, nah, telling you, we need to do it for 24 hours. like 24 hours, maybe 24 hours. We got to make a statement. We got to let people know they can come out in the street at any time and feel safe. Old people, young people, you know what I mean? Generational divide. Let's bridge that gap using the culture. That's what we did in 2010. And we've been rocking every year since, except for 2018, 2020, of course, was the COVID year. But every other year, so the last one was number 12 over the course of 14 years. And everybody from Kane, Chris, of course, Fat Joe, Talib Kweli, Smith & Wesson, DOS Effects, Juice Crew All-Stars, Fat Joe, Tony Touch, Mr. C, rest in peace, PNB Rock, rest in peace, Jadakiss Beans, Freeway, Monifa, My Son, Styles P, Rakim, Naughty, Lords of the Underground, Savion Glover, Little Mo, Fabulous, Fabio Foreign, G Herbo. Like, we got MCs from all generations, you know, coming to represent peace, love, unity, safety, having fun. And it's been a powerful, powerful thing, my brother. I must tell you, 24 Hours of Peace has grown into something that's powerful. Live and direct, city of Newark, New Jersey. Y'all need to check it out. 24 Hours of Peace, Inc.com. Go see what it is.
Well, congratulations on another successful year of doing it, because I know that you had done it, what, I think 2 weeks ago or last week, or let's just say it was
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
I couldn't make it out there because my parole officer told me I didn't give him enough notice, so I didn't make it out there.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
But it's glad. I know you're happy that you do get the support. What'd you say?
We're gonna have to talk to your parole officer.
But it's always good to support.
Tammy Ford just checked in.
Who?
Tammy Ford.
Oh gosh, don't. Anyway, that's a different story, different people, different things. But hey, Tammy. But yeah. So the one thing that you've been consistent is your presence within hip hop, because, you know, especially in the field that we're in. I mean, I'm not an artist per se, but, you know, people like come and go, or they can't get back in, or they can't continue what they're doing. So I'm glad to see that you're still continuing. And not only have you done the 24 Hours of Peace, you also started your own podcast. Wait, I just messed up. But anyway, I know you've been podcasting yourself. You've been doing things as well. And I know you started Mad Izm Sports. Actually, you know what? Let's rewind back a little. Because of you know, you popularized the term Mad Izm because that's the first single that you and your you and your partner Tuffy from Jersey, because I used to hang out with Tuffy from the Bronx. Different story, long story.
Jersey.
But anyway, you've kept the Mad Izm brand going. Mm-hmm. Why don't you let the people know what is under the Mad Izm umbrella? Because it wasn't just a song. It was just a song back when it first came out. But now it's more of a movement and more of a brand. So let the people know what's incorporated under the Mad Izm Inc. Umbrella.
Mm-hmm. So 2015, it was the 20th anniversary of Mad Izm. Really, it was 2014, but people know the album dropped in 95. They associate us with the year 95. So in 2015, to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the release of Mad Izm, the song, I branded it, which you see behind me. And I started recording music under the brand. So the first joint I did was called Mad Izm 15, aka Smoke Mad Izm, featuring Tretch, Do It All, Keith Murray, produced by Domingo. Big shout out to him. And I also have a version that features Dama Dozen and Minty Burns from Canada. Right. So that went out in 2015. We shot the video. The video's up. Y'all go check it. Mad Izm 2015 or Smoke Mad Izm. And then around 2016, 17, I did a song called What Is Mad Izm, featuring KRS-One, General Steel, produced by Breakbeat Lou. Big shout out to Breakbeat Lou. Right. And I'm just trying to brand, you know, keep the spirit of Mad Izm, hip hop and cannabis alive. Started the website, but now you just go to HakimGreen.com to experience Mad Izm. Right. And 2020 was the 25th anniversary. So I started working on gearing up for that in 2019. I did this song called I Believe, Put It in the Air, featuring Carl Thomas. I Believe, Put It in the Air, featuring Carl Thomas, produced by DJ Heron. I dropped that with a video, but it was COVID, so I really couldn't push it. I was really wanted to get out in the street, do this other concept called the Mad Izm Cipher. So that got launched online. Just MCs hopping in on Maddism, the TV, the YouTube channel, and freestyling. But then I started doing it live once kind of COVID went away and we got things under control. I started doing live events, did a couple in Miami. I've done Orlando. I've done Newark. Last year I did Newark. I'll be doing one in Newark this year for Halloween, in New York. The Mad Izm Cipher is, weed and rhymes. Open mic, MCs come through, usually talking about weed. And that's what we do during the Mad Izm Cipher. And, have vendors come in, sell their product, do whatever, right? So now I got something in the works to officially put Mad Izm cannabis, actually, like Mad Izm branded cannabis in the market. That's coming real soon. So just really pushing Mad Izm, establishing hip hop's influence on cannabis culture. Because without hip hop, this billion-dollar industry wouldn't really be rocking. We kind of made it culturally cool, culturally acceptable. Us serving as the soundtrack to a lot of the weed legalization organizations around the country. Like, we've been the cultural when it comes to cannabis legalization, the cannabis culture exploding. So Maddism is a way to maintain our presence and our influence in cannabis as Maddism. So that's the whole spiel.
Well, you know what? Since we're on the subject of cannabis, let's have a conversation, because as we all know, we've been persecuted, penalized for years, because of cannabis and things of that nature. And then when it became legal, we were kind of shut out as far as businesses, because most of the businesses that have been allowed to operate have been non-blacks or non-people of color. What are your thoughts about that? And how do you see, do you see any direction where we as a community, as Black people, can actually benefit from the sales, use, whatever of cannabis now that it's been delegalized, if I said that correctly?
Yeah, that's a good term. So yeah, I do. It's going to be difficult because America's built on capitalism, and finances are really needed to really compete in this market. Like, you need a lot of money, millions and millions of dollars, to do it. Well, there's different parts of the business that you can participate in where you don't need millions and millions of dollars. Like there's transportation, there's retail, there's this distribution and transportation. There's security. There's there's the hemp side of it, which is a whole nother story, how hemp can be used in so many industrial forms, be it hemp, concrete, waxes and oils and butters. And like, you could take hemp and do so many things with it that's an industry unto itself, having nothing to do with smoking or getting high, right? Then you have the recreational market, of course, that we know all we do is spark Maddism. But then you have the medicinal side, the CBD side of cannabis, where you're talking about health and wellness. You're talking about physical therapies, rubbing oils and what have you. So there's so many different parts of the industry to get in. But with anything else in America, those with the finances to actually operate tend to do better, and that's how we get locked out. I think that if we create coalitions and consortiums where we bring multiple people in, we could figure out a nice lane to exist in the world of cannabis. But a lot of places it's still the wild, wild west, like California. It's still the wild, wild west. Jersey, New York, like the underground market still kind of dominates the culture. We have to, well, not we, but the government's going to figure out ways of shutting down the underground market.
Shutting us out.
Shutting down that underground market and taxing the retail side, the wholesale and retail side. Yeah. So until they figure that out, how to effectively do that, we can rock still on the underground and still do our thing. Yeah. But when they lock that down, if you ain't got the money to pay, it's gonna be hard to play.
But I think I just read something, because I keep up on current news, that Mayor Adams, they just like shut down so many places that were supposed to be legal, but ended up not having a license or things of that nature.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, so that attack has already started, and of course it hit more people of color than it did non-POCs, and of course that's pretty sure that was planned. But
well, you got hey, it's America, and I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying what it is. America is pay to play.
Definitely.
You got to pay to play. If you don't have the finances to pay, it's hard to play. You trying to, but it's it was good for a little while. Cats was bubbling. Now, if they create consortiums and put a bunch of small pockets of money together, then now you got bigger money. We gotta figure out a way of building coalitions and partnerships and consortiums, and so we can function as a collective, as a union, so to speak.
Well, that would be so. I mean, we already have some prominent Black entrepreneurs that's been doing it, and more will enter. And how do you plan on entering based, with what you already gathered from what's out there now, and what you think the future will hold since you're about to do it? What's going to be your approach, or have you thought about like your approach?
We'll see. In terms of the face of, or the lifestyle ambassador of, like the culture creator, like that's what we do over here at Maddism Inc. We create the culture through the usage of hip hop. The brand speaks for itself. Maddism, come on, y'all know what it is. Since 1994, all we do is spark Mad Izm, and when you say that, it rings off. It's the soundtrack for smoking, no doubt. So people need to exist in their lane and do what they do, specializing what they specialize in. Now, to grow, you gotta be nice with it. You gotta know genetics. You have to be patient. You have to be, it's a time-consuming thing from seed to flower. You need to know what you're doing, especially if you're trying to do it on a large scale. So partnerships are incredibly important to Maddism Inc. It's about coalition building. The beautiful thing about it is that each state has a different operation.
Yeah.
So if you're in New Jersey, the seed, the plant, everything has to come from New Jersey. Still not federally legal, so the interstate thing ain't really happening like that. You got to grow it in Jersey, cultivate it in Jersey, process it in Jersey. The flower ends up in a store in Jersey, right? And there's technology that tracks that whole process, seed to flower to shelf. Like they know how to track that. So again, people specialize in that. Team building, coalition building, partnership building. That's what Maddism is about. And of course, the face of it is live and direct on, the Industry Cosign. My friends are better than yours beyond 50. So get at me. Let's do it. Wherever you at, whatever state is legal, you got DC, you got Virginia, you got New York, New Jersey, California, Oregon, Washington State. You got Oklahoma. You got Florida has a medical program. They don't have a recreational program, but with a medical card for $100, you can't sleep. You got aches and pains. Your knee hurt, tooth hurt. You go get you a medical card, and you can rock and roll. You can do what you do. So, Maddism, all we do, spark Maddism.
Is there anyone that because of course, as you mentioned before, sometimes it's a matter of connecting with people or doing things. Do you have any plans, or are they in the works of the only reason I'm asking this is because there are so many people that are trying to do it, and I know sometimes it's strength in numbers, but at the same time, if you have different business models, then it doesn't matter because then it's not going to work. Do you have any companies or people that you're thinking of, or that you've talked to as far as like doing things together, or are we still in the early stages where that conversation hasn't happened?
Well, those conversations are always being had, right? And but they don't always manifest how you thought. So you thought you had the combination, but that wasn't the combination. You still got to find the right combination, and that's what I'm doing right now, is finding the right combination that opens the right doors. So what I have been doing though is these Mad Izm Ciphers, right? So, there's a way to incorporate the retail side, and I do these showcases, which is open mic, and it's also, it going down. So right now, that's how we're doing it. It's all about branding and making Mad Izm the stamp when it comes to cannabis culture. So that's Mad Izm Cipher. But in terms of having my own product in stores, not there quite yet.
Yeah.
Getting there.
As we all know, things take time, and sometimes, when you're in the kitchen cooking, sometimes a slow cook is better than the microwave. So that way it tastes better. So,
exactly. Yes.
Well, while we're on the topic of Mad Izm, like I stated, you did start a podcast. What, I think 4 years ago.
Yeah, Mad Izm TV. Well, it was Mad Izm TV, which was a one-on-one conversation, and then I expanded to Mad Izm Sports, which kind of has taken over and dominates. But that's a weekly sports show that goes from the beginning of football season to the end of the NBA season. We just launched our 4th season this past Tuesday. And I have a host panel, Wes, Cliff, Coach E, and KG from Naughty by Nature. And weekly, we talk about sports every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. We just get it in, whatever the current events and sports that are going on. We chop it up, and I'm usually puffing the Mad Izm. So hence Mad Izm Sports.
Okay.
Yep.
And what led you to doing sports as opposed to just, because, people get stereotyped when it comes to, anything that they do.
Yep.
So like what geared you towards sports specifically?
Chopping it up with my boy Wes, who I've known since high school, about sports during the pandemic. A lot of free time on people's hands. Yeah,
of course.
So what was going on?
We're always talking anyway, so
yeah, the NBA was going on, NFL was going on, so we had a lot to talk about. Of course, we always get into our LeBron versus MJ conversation, and so that turned, and he was like, "Yo, we should just hop online and just talk about it online." I was like, "Oh, dope!" So let me set up this platform. Since I had already started Mad Izm TV, I was like, "I'll just put it under the Mad Izm TV network," and here we are, 158 episodes in as of next week. Yeah, 4 seasons.
Congrats on that, because I'm on season 7 and my 3rd show. But anyway, and I know that consistency is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been consistent in my work, when it comes to like my website and even when I was doing my parties. So I do commend you when it comes to the consistency, when it comes to like, the show of that nature. And I'm hoping that, not hoping, but this is gonna be the first of many, because I have no other choice, because no one's gonna pay me to do anything else. So I got to figure it out. But anyway, but since I'm speaking about entrepreneurship, like I have noticed that particularly with recording artists over the past 20, 30 years, like you have had to basically create your own type of work, because you can make a lot of records, you can make a lot, but that doesn't mean you're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because of the way contracts and just the industry is done. How has your entrepreneurship entities kept you going throughout the years? Because you still, I know you still record. Because we're going to talk about Aubrey in a minute. But I do know that you as well as a lot of people that I personally know that have been doing things. People may not know that, but what actually keeps you going when it comes to starting creating your companies and just going off your creative skills, or even, well, not you, but intelligence for most others. But like, what advice or what do you tell people when it comes to keeping yourself going so that way you can continue to basically live?
I was selling weed.
That's true.
The Mad Izm dude, I know you know what the Mad Izm. I was flipping. I was flipping and bouncing. You know what I mean? If I got an ounce of there to flip and bounce, that's it. So yeah, man, and 24 hours a piece. That became, it's big in a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? And we're looking to put this thing on the road. So just back to your question, man. It's be hard out there, son. Like, yo, come on. You know, just bought my first house last year. You know, me and the wife. Thank God for the wife. You know, saying you do more together than by yourself. Just put it, you know what I mean? And that includes the logos. My wife is a tremendous graphic designer, right? So, you know, my logos, Mad Izm and 24 Hours a Piece, and the websites, HakimGreen.com, 24 Hours a Piece, Inc.com. You know, she's done a ton of work for a lot of your favorite folks out there. She's got logos out there. She's got all type. She's a wonderful designer, man. So, you know, I have support from a business end, you know, as well as a personal end. And that's, like I said, coalition building, putting people in place to do what they do best. My wife is the best graphic designer I know. So she's doing all the packaging on the, you know, everything, shirts, t-shirts. She does everything. It's crazy. Yep. But family helps a lot.
Definitely.
Don't front on family.
Never front on family. Now, I know that you we have an upcoming election, so I just want to veer off.
That's all good.
For a second.
Can we take a commercial break right fast?
Yeah.
I've been drinking water all day. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. I'm pretty sure he's going to go smoke some Mad Izm. As we know, I appreciate, you know, the people that are currently here in the live, because I've never done live before, and even though people have suggested it, it was actually spur of the moment, because even when I spoke to Hakeem and we you know, scheduled this conversation, even when he and I were talking, because, like, you know, he does this as well, and then the suggestion came with just going live, because it's going to be posted online anyway, and I have a bad habit of doing discussions or conversations and then not posting it either till months later or not at all. So I'm trying to break out that habit. So this is definitely one way to do it, because, you know, being live, and I say a lot, so excuse me for doing that. And for the people that will see this later at a different time, we're gonna I'm gonna be more consistent, because I think, you know, a couple of you say that you like when I do these conversations, and I label them conversations as opposed to interviews, because I've been doing interviews for years, but for this particular series, My Friends Are Better Than Yours / Beyond 50, 99% of the people I'm going to be speaking to 40s are people that I actually know, which is why I came up with the title, My Friends Are Better Than Yours, because my friends are better than yours. But, you know, with some of you, we have the same friends, so you understand the theory behind it. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing now while we wait for perfect timing, because I was about to say, I don't know what I'm going to say next, but Hakim Green is back. But as I just mentioned, you know, the big thing nowadays, you know, whether it's, you know, online, whether it's on social media or just regular conversation, is the upcoming presidential election. Mm-hmm. And there's definitely a lot of conversation. And what I've noticed specifically with Black people and within hip hop is now, as opposed to questioning Donald Trump and what he's been doing. And I always tell people, I'm not going to ever tell you who to vote for or what direction you should, but I've noticed that there's been a pattern of questioning Kamala Harris now, and these same people that are questioning her and her background have never questioned, at least publicly, the opponent in this election, who his antics are well documented. And as I stated, I'm not going to have a conversation about why you should vote for whoever. But my question is, like, why all of a sudden everyone, and even with Biden, like, people weren't questioning him as much when he ran 4 years ago. But then we have a mixed woman. I'm going to say mixed because there's still a lot of conversation about how blackness.
She's a Black woman, period.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm trying to be politically correct.
Fuck that. She's a Black woman.
Yeah, she's a Black woman. And the thing is, there was still the same conversation when Barack Obama was running the same thing. Oh, right. He's not really Black because, and it's like, now all of a sudden we're questioning, and you know, you have friends who are mixed and you never question their Blackness, but all of a sudden when it comes to politics, I've also realized that most of the people that's talking are people that don't even vote. But they want to get on social media and they want to give their opinions on things that they care nothing about. Like what are your thoughts? Because I know that you've always been
You just said it.
in the conversation,
It was so simple, man. It's like, first of all, I'm just gonna preempt this by saying I'm the conspiracy theory Don Dada. I'm the grand poobah of conspiracy theories. Like, I've written songs about conspiracy theories. I've written, like, dude, I'm 1989, 90, 91. I've read all the classics. Behold the Pale Horse, Ruled by Secrecy by Jim Mars, Illuminati 666. I know about Trilateral Commission, the IMF. I know the whole shit, man. Come on, man. William Cooper, legend in the conspiracy theory circles. And early I read that shit. Like early 90s, I read that Behold the Pale Horse. Early. Like I'm the guy that jokers is like, man, they gonna come get you, huh? They gonna come get you, you wildin'. Like early, like 90s, I was that guy. Early night, everybody running around social media, you see all that. I was that dude in the 90s. Like when the World Trade Center happened, I was living in Brooklyn. I'm watching it like, oh man, inside job. Watching it going, niggas is going, oh, you all hot, you wildin'. How you gonna say something like that? You sound crazy. I'm saying, bro, listen. How the building gonna fall straight down like this? Both buildings, and number 3 building, third building number 7 never got hit by nothing, but yet it collapsed. Come on, y'all, stop it. Like, okay, I'm that guy. I didn't vote for Obama twice. Okay. Because they're gonna use the black man to usher in the Illuminati. They will get everybody chipped. How they gonna do it, right? Is they're gonna make you have health insurance, but you got to get the chip in order to get the health insurance. And I'm that guy. I was so anti-Barack Obama through both cycles. Toward the end of the second cycle, I started to wise up a little bit, right? Okay. So in 2010, I broke my hand and wrist. 2015. Sorry, 2015.
Let me guess, you needed that Obamacare.
Dude, I needed Obamacare, dude. Dude, I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't vote for this dude twice, but when I needed the service, it was there. Somebody cared about people like me. I am 40-something years old, running around, no health insurance. I'm playing basketball. Boop. Oh, shit. But I got something going on in my, I got some type of condition. It's inherited. My mother got the same thing where, we've pinpoint it's about food and eating the wrong things. And I go through like inflammation episodes. My arms will be like, right? So I'm going through that in the cast. Dislocated my ulna. It ended up in the middle of my wrist. The ulna connects all the way to your elbow. I was going through things, just to put it short. And I had health insurance. And that was like, man, the conspiracy theory world has got me fighting against my own benefit. And then things started to click. That's what conspiracy theory has done to us. Yeah. I saw it rise up late 80s, early 90s, but it was just like far out talk. 9/11 happened. The Bush wars, economy collapsed. And it's just a narrative that, it's not to say that all conspiracies are fugazi. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that worrying about things that you have no personal control over is the problem, right? So now you take that, I'll go back to Newark, and I see the Baraka family, Ras Baraka, People's Organization for Progress, the Newark Anti-Violence Coalition, and a bunch of other coalitions focus on the people of Newark, New Jersey, and how do we get power and hold power. Ras Baraka became the mayor because of organizing people on the local level. Yeah, Newark is a major, major city in the United States of America. They did not want that type of black man to be the mayor of that major. You got Newark Airport, you got the Port Newark. It's right across the water from New York City. So we're talking about prime real estate. And we see what gentrification has been doing to cities across America. How do we beat that back? How do we fight that? So we watch what he's doing. Like, he's doing some really dope things. He just created a fund, $1.2 million for small businesses. He's been doing property, like, I guess the city recovers houses through tax liens. So he's been selling them for $1 to people under a certain income bracket. He led a protest at Port Newark to demand job training and jobs for Black Newarkers, making sure Black people are working. When you go through City Hall, it's Black and brown people. You see Black Newark working for Black Newark. And of course, it's about all people, no doubt. You can't just turn your back on, but you have to make sure that the most in need gets served as well as the least in need. You know what I mean? That's what Ras has been able to do with his mayorship. Now he's looking to run for governor. Yeah. He's a alumni of Howard. So is Kamala Harris. There's a lot of Black people in positions of, we're not going to say power, we're going to say influence.
Influence, yeah.
Positions of influence, right? Leveraged correctly, there's a lot that the Black community can get. So I just think it's in our best interest to vote in that direction. With this guy over here, you're not going to get anything. Like, you have no points of leverage to make him do anything. Yeah. And he's already shown that he ain't going to do nothing that anybody wants him to do. Even people who you think have leverage over him don't have leverage over him. He does what he wants to do, not for the benefit of nobody but himself. So how do you leverage that type of person who has no moral compass, no, you know what I mean? His character is in the mud. Like, he don't care about nobody but himself. Are the people on this side the best people in the world? I'm not going to say that. Nobody is. Yeah. I'm not going to say that. Nobody is. Are they going to do exactly what we want them to do? Probably not. But we can leverage them. We can get things from them. Kamala Harris right now got a $50,000 tax rebate for small businesses on her agenda. That's powerful, bro. I can't remember in my lifetime seeing any government initiative directed at small business owners, startups.
Yep.
For $50,000, you get the write-off and get that back on your taxes. Man, come on, man. Like, that's off the rip. That's not even all your write-offs, like your real hard costs. Like, you get to, come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, But my thing is this: it's a matter of people. There's information out there, but people don't search for information. They'll search for the negative information that might be wrong. Mm-hmm. No one's perfect. Policies aren't perfect. But my thing is, all of this talk you hear, I don't hear the same energy for the opponent.
No.
And I'm like, you know what? Have whatever mindset and the also the misconception of, the rebate during the COVID, not the rebate,
I'm
like,
$1,200 STEMI. She talking $50,000. You talking $1,200 STEMI.
But the thing is, he didn't even want to do it. Because if people did their research or if they really followed policies at the time,
no,
he pushed it back and tried not to do it. And then when it was passed, he delayed it so he could put his name on it, so he could put his signature on it. Are you that stupid to realize that a signature doesn't mean that that's a cosign or a backing of what was placed?
No, he was investing in what's going on right now.
Exactly.
Investing in short memory and people's need to defend the indefensible. So now going back to the conspiracy theory, right? To your why people are thinking like that. Like the conspiracy theory community and the internet has done a powerful number. So a lot of us have bought into a way of thinking that I'm not gonna fully say is, like, there's some things about it that's on point. Yeah. So, but okay, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what we can do right now. And they're so locked into the conspiracy theory that they don't want to be wrong, even when it's not about you being wrong. It's about what's practical. What are we going to do moving forward? Like, how do we get to the next step? How do we not go backward? You know, like everything you saying over here, reparations, absolutely we deserve reparations.
Yeah.
But we got to go take reparations. They're not going to give us anything. They're not going to give you anything. You got to go take it. Now, how do you take it? You put people in power that you can leverage, or influence, I should say, that you can leverage, you know, and you move the football down the field. Like, is Kamala going to give us reparations? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying she'll probably hire motherfuckers who are trying to get us reparations, though.
Yeah. And another thing that, like I said, since we're on the subject, because I don't want to stay too long in it, but it's like a lot of things that have happened in the past 4 years that has benefited our community is not being credited towards the people that made it happen. Mm-hmm. And it's like you have a Supreme Court justice who happens to be Black. That, I mean, one thing I want to point out to people who are, you know, with this argument, Trump has not, during his 4 years, he has not put any Black judges in any courts in 4 years. 4 years. And I'm just using that as an example.
Biden appointed more than any other president.
Ever.
Black judges.
Black judges. And what really disturbs me is that people, when they have these facts placed in front of them, are going to look at other things that, even if true, that's what they're going on, as opposed to the positive aspects. And you know, like I said, I just want to, you know, bring that up because, like I said, I know you know, of course I follow you, you know, and we're actual friends, so I understand, you know, some of the things that are being stated. But when I see people that I actually know that are within the entertainment industry that are going on these platforms and saying the things that they say, it's like I don't even want to talk to them anymore just because. And like I said, I'm not against anybody having their opinions or whatever it is, but when you're putting out false information, when, you know, some might be getting perks out of it, some might be whatever it is, I'm like, if you're trying to lead people, at least lead them in a direction where they can make their own decisions, as opposed to making it a fact when they're not even facts.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I wish people would do more than they say, do more than they talk. Like, because at the end of the day, whatever we do, it's gonna be because we're doing it, not because we're talking about it.
Exactly.
And when it's time to organize, when it's time to support something of substance, you see people don't really walk it like they talk it. They talk the great. Well, man, we got bars. Everybody got bars. Everybody got shine. One thing we love to do as a people, we love to shine on each other. So if I can get on the platform and shine on these niggas gonna be shined on. And we don't know how to just be humble. You know, I got to show everybody it's like, no, there's no, let's understand each other. Let's try to build with each other. Let's actually get in the community and actually do something.
Yep.
Do that. Because, you know, you can get on these platforms and talk to the end of time, but that's not going to make any change nowhere. It just isn't. So, yeah.
There's too many people in the background doing things and we're just shitting on them. But let's lighten the mood a little. You have a current project out, and it was solely produced by some kid from Queens. He has a good reputation. Actually, you know what?
Queens wars are going down. Is it Bronx versus Queens? Even though you're from Jersey, so you shouldn't even say nothing.
Don't do that. I'm surprised it took you 40-something minutes to make a reference. But anyway,
it gotta organically happen. I just can't force it. I gotta make sure that you don't see it coming. Bow, oh, shit. Yeah.
You have a project out called Aubrey. Not Drake, but Aubrey.
Aubrey, yes. Aubrey.
Fully produced by a man I definitely respect, known for years. We were actually hanging out a couple of weeks ago because another mutual friend, DJ Wiz, just got married.
Yeah.
And I know he's a private person. I don't want to put his business out there.
Congratulations, Duddy.
but you know, just be mad at me for the couple of minutes you'll be mad at me, Wiz. But we're talking about Ron Lawrence, producer.
Amin Ra.
Amin Ra, Two Kings in the Cipher, Bad Boy Entertainment.
No
I mean,
doubt.
man, legendary. And I've always liked Ron. And we go back further because I went to school with his sister, Bernie, who's one of the best attorneys, not just in the industry, but just in the world. And I've always liked Bernie. And I hung out with her last year at the Revolt World. But like I said, I hung out with Ron coincidentally. Actually, a week before the 24 hours a piece, and you know we were talking to him, and I always feel bad, and I'm gonna say this because I always feel bad that I was supposed to interview Ron Lawrence for Black Enterprise. For people that don't know, I freelance for Black Enterprise, and it never went down, and I still to this day feel bad about it. I can't remember what happened, but you know, when I saw him, every time I speak to Ron, it's always in the back of my mind. And then Ron happened to mention it, and I'm like, oh man, I'm like so sorry.
Your job, son.
You know, and I think what another dark skinned guy from Queens, I was there. I think his name was Play from Kid and Play. You know, so he was telling Play, and Big Les was there. So it's like I'm feeling bad that like, and I always look out for my peoples, and I want to apologize once again to Ron Lawrence because, like I said, one of the most positive and great brothers. I mean, I featured him on my site, of course, Industry Cosign, but I've never gotten him on Black Enterprise, and I really feel bad. And if it was up to me, I definitely would because he deserves. Like, there are people who deserve to be, but that decision is out of my hands now. I can't even like. Well, that's a different story. But I can't do what I was able to do with Black Enterprise for the previous years. But you did the album with Ron Lawrence. And I know, and you mentioned Domingo earlier because I know he mixed and produced the album as well. Why don't you tell people about the project and your decision to go with like Ron specifically, and you know.
All right, so COVID. Well, actually, no, that's not true because we did a joint called Niggonometry featuring Malik Youssef first. And that was 2019. It was, you know, he's actually down here in Florida. He doesn't live far, but he's in West Palm. I'm in Fort Lauderdale. And you know, chopping it up, he's like, yo, let's work on something. I'm trying to be creative. I've been in the lab, got some beats. And I had already been writing, had the album Mad Izm, Who Want to Smoke. So I was like, all right, come on, let's send me something. Send me Niggonometry. We recorded that. During COVID, it was like, let's do an entire project. So I wanted to call it Aubrey just because that's my middle name. And it would represent how we saw hip hop growing up, you know, like in it. So, you know, he's doing all the production. You know, I got in the bars and the collaborations, Freeway, Malik Youssef, Carl Thomas, CeeLo Green, Amir Baraka Jr., Do It All, G Simone. And yeah, I think that's it. And over the course of 2020, we put it together. And by the end of 2021, we dropped it. And yeah, that's it. That's the flavor. So it's about hip hop from the beginning, growing up to where we're at with it now. So I got Culture Freedom with Freeway, CeeLo Green, G Simone. And that song is about really literally where we were when we first came in contact with hip hop. So my verse takes place in Jersey, Freeways takes place in Philly, CeeLo Green's takes place in Atlanta. I told you about Niggonometry. We got Real Hip Hop for the People with Do It All, Amir Baraka, G Simone. That is what it is, Real Hip Hop for the People. So Amir Baraka Jr. is the chief of staff for the Honorable Mayor Ras Baraka and his brother, son of the great Amir Baraka Sr. Do It All from Lords of the Underground is also West Ward City Councilman for the city of Newark, New Jersey, right? And of course, I'm an arts activist guy. The song is like, this is what you can do with hip hop. Hip hop is bigger than just rap. We can be hip hop in our respective spaces and do it for the people. So we shot the video at 24 hours apiece, 2022. Queen Latifah, Fabio Farr, Faith Evans, Lil C's, G Herbo, Too Rare, Fabulous. That was the lineup. So that was in the video. And you get to see the power of 24 hours apiece, which, like I said before, is the real essence of hip hop. Peace, love, unity. safely having fun, hence real hip hop for the people. I got a joint called Smack. It's a conversation between two people. One's out of jail, one's in jail. By the end of the song, they switch places. It's a conversation back and forth. That's dope. Actually co-produced that along with Ron. That's my co-production debut, my production debut. So that's Smack. Got the Cipher featuring KRS-One, a tribute to the Cipher. Got Reckless, a real story about a dude named Reckless from Brooklyn, who was for a hot summer terrorizing the hood and ended up getting popped by September. So it's like Reckless. It's a warning to all the brothers out there living reckless. That shit is dope, actually, on another level. Took a Test is fire. That's literally, I took a test to become an MC.
I was going to say you run DMC, yeah.
Yeah, nigga. Shit, hard body. Big shout out to the Fantasy 3. It's Your Rock. If you know about that, you know what it is. Yeah. Representing the real hip hop, man, that boom bap. So that shit. That's what it is. So Aubrey, check it out. Produced by Ron Lawrence. 10 joints of fire.
I definitely have to give props to Do It All, since you mentioned him, for one, getting into politics. And, you know, he's been involved in politics for a while, you know, for people that don't know. And actually, Do It All is one of my first guests for My Friends Are Better Than Yours. So I definitely give him props for, you know, sitting down with me to do that, and always inviting me out to, you know, his affairs. Yeah. Since I sometimes lay my head in the borough, well, not the borough, but the state of New Jersey.
Oh,
you know, we're not going to talk about that.
Go Jersey.
Because I'm always going to represent the Bronx, you know, home of hip hop, the land with the most sports titles with the New York Yankees, you know. So I'm always going to represent the borough of the Bronx. But like I just want to shout out Do It All, because he always, like, I see him all around. And I have a funny story with another. Now I give props to Jersey. Not as much as I should, but I won't. Jersey MCs, Jersey artists, because of course, Law Finesse actually does an event once a month out in Newark, and the first one that I went to, Do It All, you know, Do It All is always there supporting, because I always see him there. Do It All was there. Redman was there. Who else? Tretch. Tretch is one of the funniest guys I know, because now me and Tretch have known each other since, you know, they first came out, because I always was around certain people, and of course with the Video Music Box. And to this day, I don't think Tretch knows my name, because every time he sees me, he always says, the OG. Always acknowledges me, always says what's up. We've done events together. He's come to many of my parties. But I said to Do It All, I was like, I bet you if you say Big Said to Tretch, he's not going to know. Now, Vinny, KG, they, you know, like I said, I know the crew, Latifah, all of them, but I'd never heard Tretch call me by my name. He always says the OG.
Huh? You sure he's not saying Ote?
Don't do that. I got braids now, so don't do that. But you know, but I just want to throw that out there. But like I said, I like giving props to the Jersey MCs, because, like, you know, I don't think like I've always saw Jersey MCs as a stepchild to New York, because especially back then, like it was always like, whenever you do the comparison, it was always comparing to a New York MC, which was kind of unfair, but at the same time, it's like it was always New York. But I like the fact that it's true. But I like the fact that, like, you know, y'all held it down.
Oh, hold on. You know, Sugar Hill Records is in Jersey, right?
I know, Flavor Unit. I mean, all of that. You know, I get it.
Yeah.
Sugar Hill started. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, you have to go out to Jersey.
You know, but I also have these.
The greatest hip hop record ever is probably Stolen Art by Ron Lawrence featuring Hakeem Green and Carl Thomas. But The Message, produced by Duke Booty from Plainfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's the second verse on the joint. So you know what I mean?
But I mean, like I said,
in Jersey cats, even though, you know, Big Bang Hank, you know, got Grandmaster Cass for them lyrics.
Yeah, but yeah, you know.
But the other two cats is from Jersey.
So I guess New Jersey was the first artist to actually bite other artists. Anyway, but I always give props to Jersey MCs.
He was from the Bronx. He moves to Jersey, similar to my guy right here.
but he did the dastardly deed as a Jersey resident. But anyway, like I said, I never shy away from giving Jersey props. Actually, real talk, Redman is one of my favorite. Like, I think he's one of the most, even though he's not underrated, I still feel he's one of the most underrated.
Yeah,
because he's not on the level. I mean, and the thing is, it's sad to say level because, you know, when you compare somebody like Redman to his constituents, like people and contemporaries, like he's better than most of them, but doesn't get the recognition. And when I saw him at the Law Finesse party, that's the first thing I said to him. I was like, we've crossed paths. You don't know who I am. I don't mind. I don't care about that. But I'm always going to acknowledge your greatness because I think it's unfair that even today, like when he did, like, I think it was last year where he did like 90 different songs and each song was like it's like, who can compete with that? Like, who is seeing him? And yet, like, he doesn't get that recognition. And I'm of I'm one of those types that when people are around, give them the recognition because, I hate when people do pass away, then all of a sudden, all the high praises and this is that. Nah, give it to them when they can hear it. And I definitely made sure that I said to him, like, like you're one of my favorite MCs, and that says a lot because I don't have a lot of favorites because there's people. This is too many people. But anyway, like I don't know why I went on a tangent, but like I said, I always want to give like Jersey MCs their props, and I hate giving Queens MCs their props either. But Queens and Jersey definitely. Brooklyn, of course, Brooklyn is well represented, and I still hate Brooklyn, and I still hate the fact that I appeared in a video from somebody from Brooklyn, and that's part of my legacy, even though I'm not trying to, But anyway,
that's a legendary video. Not light as a rock, mind you, but the joint you're talking about. Which one was that? That was
I'm not gonna say it.
Go ahead, say it. Come on, man. It's legendary. Come on, please.
Paper Thin, MC Lyte.
Thank you. Paper Thin. Caught him on the train trying to get his Mac down. Said, nah, I'm gonna get out right here.
That video was over 30 years ago, and regardless, I hear a reference to that at least once a week, and I'm not exaggerating.
Because it's legendary. That was a groundbreaking video from one of the dopest MCs of all time.
Definitely,
Knucklehead trying to mess around.
And I'm glad that she has a new album out now, a new project. Well, that's dropping, and she has a couple of singles that she's dropped. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you what's funny. I spoke to cause every when I worked at The Source, when I worked at Vibe, when I worked at Black Enterprise, every media outlet that I worked at, she always granted me an interview, and I always featured her, on there. And the funny thing is that we spoke recently, and she's like, blah blah blah, and I was like, well, I'm about to restart my podcast because I've been doing it off and on for a couple of years, but I've only have like 9 episodes, and she's like, yeah, I'll definitely do it. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you how genuine she is. She reminded me like 2-3 times, like, yo, when we gonna do this? And I'm like, see, that's my problem. My problem is I get people that say they're gonna do it, and then I never follow up. And she hit me. She texted me. She's like,
earlier, you gotta get on your job.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So, and one of the reasons why, like, I spoke to you, and I'm glad that because you had me on your show when you first started, and I was like, okay, I got to return a favor. But I always tell people, like, I'm not gonna do that to return a favor. It's because I want to talk to you. And when I made the decision to refocus back on the Industry Cosign, and specifically this podcast, My Friends Are Better Than Yours, like, you were one of the first people, because like I said, you reached out to me, and we always go back and forth anyway. So, and like literally we spoke yesterday, and you were like, okay, how's tomorrow? And I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, because I'm used to people like even, okay, I'm gonna use Special Ed as an example. It took like a year to actually get him in front and other people, and I'm guilty of doing the same thing. Yeah. So I do appreciate that when I did reach out to you.
I'm gonna give you your flowers right now, because we always joking back and forth. We always poke each other and whatever. But it's certain folks, when I think of hip hop culture, right, that are just like staples, standards, like that they are the culture, not the rap part of it, not the DJ part of it, not the like your voice, your presence, you know, from that video, and even before that, your work with, you know, Video Music Box, just your whole career as a writer, as a personality, like you represent the real hip hop, period, point blank. So that's how I see you. You know what I mean? And so for me to get the invite to hop on your show, it's like, oh, let's do it. I'm not gonna, you know, mess around and lose an opportunity. I want to sit down with my brother, Ote.
Watch him out. I do appreciate that, and I'm such a fool that I even like Ralph. Like, and Ralph has been busy because, you know, the 40th anniversary of Video Music Box.
Right.
And he's everywhere now. And we actually sat down. You know, of course, he made time for me. And my dumb ass still have it, like, literally. I got a vault of unaired videos, and I'm like, I gotta stop this. But I reached back out to everybody who I reached out to and actually did it, and like, we gotta redo it. And everybody's like, okay, let's do it. So, and I always give props to Ralph because, of course, I started with Ralph, Video Music Box, and Classic Concept, and of course, he and Lionel Martin were the ones that put me in the MC Lyte video, because people thought that because I was in the MC Lyte video and she's from Brooklyn, that I was from Brooklyn, and I'm like, never, ever disrespect me like that again and associate me with Brooklyn. But people think
that's why he was on your bullshit. She had to catch you out there. That BX, that player from the BX.
Nah, but like I said, I came up, you know, in the Bronx and still represent the Bronx. I still represent the Bronx. Actually, this shirt, I wore this shirt. You know, the Bronx.
So you know he's from the Bronx. Or I should say, you know, he's not from the Bronx. He's trying too hard.
I'm from the Bronx. I am the Bronx, home of hip hop. But I do appreciate you taking the time. I just realized that we've been on for over an hour, and it's funny because anytime I make plans, I always tell people, like, you know, maybe half hour at the most, but when you get involved in the conversation, which is what I like about doing these, is because we're having real conversations, and, like, you know, people are always dropping gems. So I want to make sure that I definitely want to get to 24 hours apiece, because one thing when I do speak to people, I definitely want to point out the good things that they're doing, because some people may not know, and if I can bring it to their attention, like I said, any other bullshit, I don't care about. Whatever it is, what it is. But when people are doing positive things, I definitely make sure, like I said, with Do It All, with Chi Ali, with his, like, everybody I speak to, they're always doing something where, you know, I feel that we need to definitely make sure that people know about, because people have a misconception that with rappers, and being that I've been in the game for so long and know so many people from years, like we develop genuine friendships. And when I do talk to them, I want to talk to them because they're still doing good. And another reason why I said that I have to do this on a more consistent basis is because I literally, like, was in contact with Chino XL about a month before he passed away, and then he passed away. And then Fat Man Scoop, you know, prayers to his family. Like, the fact of the matter is that like we were in contact, and I'm saying to myself, you know what, like, I don't want to not be able to speak to my people. And like I said, I speak to people behind the scenes because we're actually friends. But then when you get hit hard, when you get hit with people dying, and we're at an age where, death is more imminent because we're older. It's supposed to happen. The circle of life. We're not supposed to be dying in our 20s and 30s.
Yeah, but at the age that Jokers is, Dion from Broadway passed away.
I'm about to say Dion Broadway, and like I said, he's from the Bronx, and
Broadway,
you know,
from the Bronx.
So and realizing that,
like,
still being in contact with these people and, like, having those relationships, I'm like, for me personally, I'm like if I could do an interview every day, I would still have thousands more that I haven't spoken to, because of the relationships I've built over the years. And one of the joys of me doing the things I've done over the years is that I've built genuine friendships. And for me not to, like, let people know, I just spoke to Smith & Wesson, like, about a month ago, and I didn't even post that interview. And I'm saying to myself, like, what is wrong with you? What is,
you just sitting there, you're not putting, like, well, now you got the new technique though, because now it's gonna be archived and up. All you gotta do is share. You know,
I never had an excuse. And like I said, going forward, and like I said, and one of the reasons why I reached out to you, because you've always made it a point to say, you have this and you can do this and you should be doing this. And me just wanting to do it again, the key is wanting to do it.
Yeah.
I can speak to people all the time, and if I don't want to do it, it's not going to matter.
That's right.
But like I said, I appreciate the fact that what's even 24 hours, and like we're talking and recording and putting it out there for the people to see, and for more people to see when it is on YouTube and whatever other outlets. And I spoke to Grandmaster D yesterday. We're talking on Monday.
Nice.
Keith from Fubu, like I said, we've already talked.
These are stories that
people
nobody had. Like, no, I've never seen a Grandmaster D interview with nobody.
Well, you know what's funny?
Keith from Fubu.
He actually just did Sway in the morning because he sent me the link. He did that 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So, but I was like, you know what? Let me take advantage.
Like that's a story that people want to hear.
Exactly.
Hear from you, yeah.
And the fact that I can call these people on the phone, and like I said, and being that I'm gonna speak to Keith, and J. Alexander Martin is one of the coolest people ever on earth. And what I like about him is that he always reaches out to me when he has something going on. I've actually interviewed him 3 times for Black Enterprise, but I'm like, you know what? I've got to start making sure that my stories are on the Industry Cosign, because as long as I've been with Black Enterprise is not going to care about me in the way that other people that are giving me these interviews are caring about me. So let me make sure that, like, my legacy will be Black Enterprise will be part of it, but my legacy has got to be the Industry Cosign, because I'm celebrating 20 years on my own doing a website that when I first started, nobody was online. The only people that were online were like Chuck with All Hip Hop and like SOHH, but other entities haven't been around as long. So I have to like refocus and make sure that people realize that, yes, I was in videos. Yes, I did parties. Yes, I've done so many things, but let them find out through my property. Right. People are always building their brand, and I've helped build other brands. I've helped with other brands. Now it's a matter of making sure that
cementing what you do.
When I do go, it'll be about the Industry Cosign and not about Vibe or the Source or any place else I've worked at, because I've worked with them, worked for them.
Yeah, I like that. You work with them.
Yeah.
Like the whole, you work for me, I work for you. No, we work with each other. Now we have our own positions and our own place, our own whatever, but we work with each other to make things happen. So yeah.
And one thing like you've done with Mad Izm, what I have to make people realize is that every job, every writing job, every journalism job I've had in this industry was because of the Industry Cosign. I started writing. I actually created the Industry Cosign I've never taken a journalism class, and just because it's something I wanted to do. But people associate me with all those other properties. I'm like, nah, you need to associate me with the Industry Cosign first, and then all the other properties. But that's my fault, because I haven't been concentrating on it, which is and I have too many people that's like, you say you got to do this. I'm like, yeah, you're right, but then I never do it.
Sorry, everything in time, and no such thing as fault. It's just everything in time.
Yeah. And I tell people timing is everything.
That's right.
I've been doing this for 20 years, but that doesn't mean that anything I'm doing now, that if I had tried it before, had done it before, may not have been received as well as it may be received now.
Yeah.
And time is short. Like I said, tomorrow we'll hear that somebody else passed away. Like I said, Dion, it was just yesterday. So it's like,
bro, that shook me up. Scoops shook me up. Like they all, like you said, they're coming more regularly. So everybody, stay healthy.
Yeah, definitely.
Exercise, drink lots of water. Eat your fruits and veggies. Stay away from them processed foods, fast food. Stay away from that shit. That shit is designed to kill us. That's the conspiracies die. Yeah, if I can get you to choose your destruction, it's all good. That's the whole thing, is giving you poison, but giving you the choice. They're not forcing it on you. But if you don't seek the realness, you're not going to get the realness. You're going to choose the poison, and there it is. You chose it. That's how they get us.
And it's funny because I just had my blood drawn last week, and I got a doctor's appointment next week. No, it was this week. And the results, because I've been eating more fruits and vegetables and pushing the processed foods further away from me. And my numbers, this is the best my numbers have been in years. And I haven't even really started work, because during the summer, I stay home when it's over 80 degrees. I don't move as much, and I got to stop that. But now I'm back on that, knowing that my numbers have been better. Now it's a bigger push now.
Let me share something with you, right? You have to get sunlight. You have to, right? And when you're in the sun, you need to, it's affirmations of how the sun is healing you.
Yes.
Like it really, like that we are of the sun. People want to dismiss it, but the fact of the matter is, no sun, no us.
Nope.
Vegetation, plants follow the sun. In order to grow a seed, you need the sun. Sun is the activating force, right? You need the sun. Now, what you do with your mind is you resonate with the sun. The sun is here for us to be good to us. So if you say health and wellness as you're drinking your water, as you're eating some watermelon or some other form of fruit, you can mentally make yourself more healthy.
Yeah.
Now you got to do other things. You still got to exercise. You got to eat right. You got to, stay away from stress, stay away from the bullshit. But when you outdoors connecting with the sun, connect with the sun and it will heal you.
Definitely. And on that note, is there anything else you'd like to
Too deep? That was a little too deep.
No, I'm just getting sick of talking to you. I realize that you may have things to do as well, but because like I said, I always put like little notes just to see, like, because like I said, I always make sure I focus on whatever I need to. Anything coming up outside of the cannabis venture?
Maddism, we still pushing 24 hours a piece. That continues. We're trying to get into other places. I have a workshop series called Build Your Skills, using hip hop to identify transferable skills in young people and to impart critical thinking, conflict resolution skills. So that's what 24 hours a piece is really about. It's about the concert, the festival. Big shout out to the Office of Violence Prevention and Trauma Recovery in Newark, New Jersey, and the Brick City Peace Collective in Newark, New Jersey. They got a phenomenal staff that does everyday work in Newark, New Jersey around, social work, affording people educational opportunities, job skills, job training, support for trauma victims. Like that's kind of the real work of 24 hours a piece. But we also have these workshop series so we can do some preemptive things, teaching young folks how to navigate life. Got that going on. Of course, you talked about Maddism. I have old school, new school rules. OSNSR with Ron Lawrence, producer of Aubrey, also producer of Hypnotize, all the LL hits, the Mary hits. The dude is incredible. So we figured we take all this knowledge between what he's learned in the industry, what I've learned in the industry, and have these intergenerational conversations with prominent folks in entertainment, the culture, politics, government, XYZ tech is going to be a huge thing that we cover with OSNSR. We just did an interview with Benny Boom and his son, Minnie Boom, who's a producer, a 17-year-old producer who produced the Rick Ross clapback during the Rick Ross Drake battle. He produced that. He's produced Busta Rhymes, Fabio Foreign. He's produced like a gang of projects at like 15, 16, 17. Now he's 17. Yeah, so that's Benny Boom's son. Of course, Benny Boom's an old friend of mine. Helped him get his start in the business with the Wild Out 2K video we did for Latifah. Now he's this mega film producer, video producer. Yeah, him and his son, their dynamic is crazy. So we have that conversation. And we're going to be doing more like conversations, old school, new school, and the new rules that we're going to create through these intergenerational conversations, OSNSR. Yep.
It's funny because I did hear about Benny Boom's son. And then I remember that you introduced me to Benny Boom as well as Carl Thomas.
Yeah, right.
So, but like I tell people, like those connections are what's important because, you keep your connections, and when people do good things, they remember. Well, the good ones do because you got a lot of people that.
Yeah, I've been blessed, like between Carl, Benny, Mike City, and a bunch of other folks.
Mike City, wow, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Mike City, who produced I Wish I Never Met Her for Carl Thomas. Yeah. He produced most of Armageddon, the album that we put out on Flavor Unit. Also, big shout out to Buddha and Shamello. Rest in peace, Shamello. They produced on that. They did Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See for Busta Rhymes. Buddha and Shamello. Chucky is from Queens, Poison Ivy, and Mike City. That was the Armageddon album. Benny's first video as a video director was Wild Out 2K. That was the last Channel Live video that ever went out. But yeah, Carl Thomas, of course, and AJ Calloway. We all was in the trenches in Brooklyn. you know, making a way, and you see where everybody's kind of ended up. It blow your mind. Like over time, we have all done some major things in our own right.
Definitely. One last question. How's Tuffy?
Tuffy's doing great. He's over at Music Publishing doing crazy dope things in publishing. His writer, he got a list of writers that's incredible. You know, is huge. He's doing some phenomenal things, and yeah, he's chilling. He's doing his numbers.
That's good.
We're gonna be working on his 30th anniversary of Mad Izm project, by the way.
That's good.
That's coming up 2015. So, you know, Benny, you know, you met him through us, Channel Live, as the third member of Channel Live, actually. So I'm gonna get him on some joints. Maybe Mini Boom will throw us some joints. I already reached out to some of your favorite producers to see if they would contribute, and people seem to be kind of into it. So we're gonna see what happens. Look out for the 30th anniversary of Mad Izm project. 420 is the potential release date.
Of course, 420. Of course, you know. Damn, 30 years. But ooh, like, I've known you that long. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Well, you age in dog years, so for you it's
you know what's funny? Because I always ask this question to anybody I speak to. I'm like, I don't even remember how we met.
Oh man, we probably met at Classic Concept.
That makes sense.
When it was on 35th Street on the west side.
You know what's funny? You know who lived? You know who?
Chuck Bone.
No, yeah, but Van
Jones?
No. Why can't Salim the producer
the fashion design?
No. I can't believe Salim, the producer. He did Nas's remix. I mean,
Salam Remy.
Yeah, Salam. Yeah, he'll kill me if he see this. I met him because they lived in the building that Ralph had the office in.
Right.
I met him as a kid.
Did they live that? Because that's 35th and 10th Avenue.
Yeah, right where the Lincoln Tunnel.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, right. Not until he was over on. They had the studio on 54th Street, across the street from Studio 54.
Damn, who was his father? Van Silk.
Van Silk, got it.
They lived in that building, or he had an office, because I met him like literally as a little boy, and then when he got older and started producing, then when I found out, I was like, oh, and you know, it's funny that when you mentioned the building, I was like, that's where I met him, like when he was like a child, you know, literally a child. Still cool today, and he's one of the most underrated producers like ever. And I always give him props. Anytime I see him, I always remind him, and I always tell people, I'm like, yo, one thing you're gonna hear, if I really, really like your work, you're gonna hear me talk about it. Nice. You might get sick of me actually. So, but anyway, like I said,
my shit though.
Huh?
You don't never talk about my shit.
I was about to say, that's why I never said anything to you. It was like, yo, what's up? Yeah, what's up, Hakeem? Yeah, how's everything? Okay, cool. Okay, you know.
Fuck that.
Once again, like, you know, I appreciate you. You know, you give me your time.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Like I said, we always have fun when we talk anyway.
Yeah, man.
Well, you have fun because, you know, not many people talk to you. But thanks. Once again, Big said Industry Cosign, Hakeem Green, Mad Izm, Channel Live.
My dude.
Peace. Album out now, Aubrey. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we'll see somehow somewhere. And,
peace.
Till the next time, peoples. Peace. End stream.